Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm here with Luke and his 2021 Ford Bronco Black Diamond Edition.
Black Diamond Edition.
That's right.
So, I had no interest, in all honesty, in buying a Bronco. I didn't even really pay much attention to the whole release of it. But I all of a sudden got a text from a buddy, and it was like 6 p.m. I think it was in July, and I was actually working night shift at the time. And I thought, what the heck, I'll open it up and watch the preview for this thing. And I'd started to become a Ford fan a couple years back because my wife wanted a pickup truck and we test drove a few EcoBoosts, and I love the EcoBoost motors. I like the power they give, and it just turns a regular pickup truck into something that's an absolute blast to drive. So I saw this come out. I watched the 10-minute video Ford put out, and it said that it came with, they didn't give much details, but it said it came with EcoBoost motor platform, and I saw them taking the doors off, the roof off. They were blasting through the desert. They were crawling over rocks, and I just kind of went like, wow, that's cool. I really want one of those.
100 Broncos.
Yeah, they had a whole bunch of Broncos in the video. Basically, what really set it in stone is my wife writing off on if I sold both of my cars that I could buy one. So the big thing the Black Diamond has is it has washout rubber floors with the drain plugs, and then it has marine grade vinyl.
So we can spray water inside the Bronco.
Exactly. So somebody's a little messy in the back seat. This was much easier in my mind to take care of than carpet. Obviously, lifestyle off-road front winch bumper with skid plate, Smitty built 9,500 pound winch with synthetic rope. I have the aux beam spotlights up front. These come with factory LED headlights, so I didn't have to upgrade that. It's obviously vinyl wrapped by myself. I have the front differential, the transmission, and transfer case skid plates, also from Lifestyle Off-Road. I upgraded the wheels to the Ford Performance bead locks, so they are true bead lock. I have Yokohama XAT 35 1250 17 tires.
Are those the tires that came with the truck? Or
No.
What's up with those?
So,
Why the Yokohama?
I drive this thing a lot. At 11,000 miles, the factory tires are already at half tread. So they are super, super soft, and they're also very lightweight, but that delivers a really good ride quality. But at the same time, they were wearing so fast that I thought, this is my chance. I'll get into something more aggressive right now, and I've been really happy with them. I also have a Zone Off-Road 2-inch lift, and it's basically a combination of, it's a puck on top of the coilovers in the front and back, but the front, it actually has a new spring perch. So it's a combination between the two. So it keeps like CV axle angles and everything good. But then I also have Bronco Buster tie rod splints. And then I have a special Delrin bushing that is in the driver's side just to help strengthen and stabilize the steering. A company called Bronco Buster found all the weak points in the factory steering, and I ended up buying everything to make mine as strong as possible. I have the factory rock sliders that come with the Black Diamond. We're working on our own rock sliders. We came out with some. The feedback we got was everybody wanted them to stick out more, so it was more of a step. And so after being told that 50 times, we said, okay, we're gonna take them off and redesign those. So those will be out soon. Then in the back, I have a Lifestyle Off-Road bumper with aux beam pod light that is on the passenger side. I like to change things up. I like to wrench on things and to tinker with things. And This allows me to go out in the garage after a long day of work and completely change the configuration. Now what I mean by that is if it's a sunny day, I can take and flip the roof back. And you can flip it back so it just exposes like the passenger compartment, or you can pop the rear windows out and then fold it all the way down and do full convertible. I can take the top all the way off and put a little tonneau cover on, and to me it's like a mini pickup truck. I can pop the doors off. I can leave the front doors off, put the rear doors on. And I can just, without spending any additional money, I can change it up and it's a completely different driving experience. The wind noise is something you kind of have to deal with. It's not quiet. I've driven a few hardtops and I haven't driven them for hundreds of miles, but they are, they don't seem any quieter to me. So what I have done is I have like a bimini top that provides shade, and I actually take and throw a moving blanket on top of that. So it's between that and the soft top, and that cuts a lot of the noise out, and it gives you something to absorb the noise when you're on a long trip. And that seems to help, but I can have a conversation with Isaac when he's in the back seat. I can talk to my 2-year-old. It's not by any means overly loud, but you do start to notice that truck with loud tires that's 2 cars back, because when the back windows are on, it's just a thin piece of plastic. So there is a lot of sound that cuts through that. I stick around 15 miles to the gallon. The problem I have is this thing has a lot of power and it's geared correctly for 35s. So it's very fun to drive. So I have a hard time keeping my foot out of it. When I do, every now and then, it's like 1 week a month, I'm like, what can I get out of this? How, if I go 70 instead of 80, what is my MPGs like? And I can usually hover around like 18, 19 miles to the gallon. If we take like a trip and we're on back roads and I'm going like 60, I've been able to get like 20, 21. I do have a piggyback tuner in it, so I can switch between like a no tune 91 octane 93 and an E30 tune. On an E30 tune, if I take it easy, I can pretty easily keep it at about 20 miles to the gallon. I have a graphic design degree and I would make decals. I learned how to make decals and do vinyl wraps working as a graphic designer in a small sign shop. After a year and a half, realized that really wasn't the career for me. Designing like signs for trash cans around the city and furniture store signs isn't really that exciting. I obviously had this skill set, moved on to the technology field, and it was always something I liked to do on the side. One thing led to another, and another group wanted stickers, and then another group needed something. And it just got to the point where I'm like, I have to make this a legitimate business. And so I started Lifestyle Off-Road and started making decals, shirts, hats, banners, vehicle wraps. When this came out, I have a close friend that I've wheeled with for a little over 10 years, and he has a fabrication shop. And so basically we go in together once this came out, and it was kind of our chance to have a brand new platform to build from, to make new products for, and kind of get our foot in the door for a big aftermarket platform. So right now we currently have front winch bumpers for all 2021 Broncos, 21, 22. We have rear bumpers, we have full skid plates. So this skid plate is actually part of the bumper. This comes together as a set, but then we have a front differential, a transmission, and a transfer case.
This is the important part.
That's the important part. That's right. This was number 1, actually, because comparing this to the Xterra I had, the only thing this didn't have out the box was a winch. So when I got this Bronco, I had 2,000 miles on it. I drove it from here to Tennessee. We bolted this bumper on, went 4-wheeling for a week to test it out. And that's my whole thing with offering products. My products are fully for the off-road enthusiast. So it's going to be really overbuilt for the most part. It's going to be able to take a beating, and it's made for the people that want to take their Broncos out and have products they can trust to protect their Bronco. You have to be an outdoor person to really enjoy the Bronco, but what I like to say is if say my wife is having a bad day, get in the Bronco, take the top down, turn up the music and just cruise. And it is hard to have a bad day driving around in a Bronco.
Okay guys, so that's everything about Luke and his 2021 Bronco. You have anything to plug?
So I'd like to give a shout out to Hella Bad Broncos down in Texas. They are one of our certified installers. In Des Moines, we have Off the Line Performance that's a certified installer as well. And then Shadow Wolf down in Orlando, Florida. And then Bronc Buster for coming out with all this steering stuff. I've worked with him a pretty fair amount. And that company is just out there to help make sure you get on and off the trail. And so he's doing really great things in the Bronco community. And then of course, make sure you check out Lifestyle Off-Road.
Luke's got his own Instagram and his own YouTube channel, Lifestyle Off-Road. Go check them out, guys. Otherwise, we're gonna put some other build breakdown videos somewhere in here. But that's gonna be a wrap on this video. We'll catch you later.